Hey there, hi there, hello there, internet dwellers, and welcome to another episode of the GC Informer. I'm your host, Orange Lightning, bringing you this weekend episode. The weather is finally cooler, which is great, although it rained a lot yesterday. Boo. Let's get straight into the news. Does anyone remember that winter sports game that Ubisoft did a while ago? I think it was at E3, not the last one, maybe the one before. Steep, that's the one. Yeah, that game. Anyway, well, in January last year, Ubisoft confirmed that Steep was going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Because, you know, that was the time when everyone was like, yes, my game is going to be on the Switch. You know, Bethesda went crazy, such and such and such. Well, it's been a while since there's been any news on this, and there is a reason for that. And it came about in a really weird way, because there was literally a question from a fan on the Twitter account for Steam, just saying, you know, any updates on the Switch version? Which, if there's a game that you're following on Twitter that you've been dying to see more updates of, Dead Island 2. This isn't uncommon for people to just every now and then just drop a little message going, oh, any updates? Blah, blah, blah. And this is where it gets fun, because an unofficial response basically just came out and announced, oh yeah, we stopped working on that. Yeah. So the Twitter post reads as such. We are wholly dedicated to supporting the live game and made the decision to stop Steep development on the Nintendo Switch platform to focus on bringing new live content and challenges to Steep players instead. We'll have more exciting news to share soon. Now, naturally, if this had been the game that you had been waiting for, people were rather miffed, because instead of making an official announcement, Ubisoft just kind of stopped working on it, I guess, and didn't bother to tell anyone. Maybe they noticed, well, maybe they hoped that people wouldn't notice, or that there wasn't really a market for it, so no one was really interested. I don't know, it's very odd for it to just kind of vanish, but then for an unofficial tweet kind of like this to just come out and be like, oh hey, yeah, didn't you know we stopped that? Dude, get with the times. A very peculiar thing. But you know, Ubisoft are working on Starlink, that game with all the toys that's coming out, and it's coming out on the Switch with the special edition Star Fox version, so maybe there's an indication there that they realise perhaps Steep wasn't the right way to go, and you know, let's pour more effort into Starlink instead, because that's going to be a bigger seller for the Switch. Don't know, did Steep do very well? I kind of just remember it E3, and then I don't really remember anything about it after that. I forgot it even came out. I was like, oh yeah, that was the thing. Maybe it did, I don't know. I barely heard anyone talk about it. But yeah, c'est la vie, it's not coming to the Switch now. It's official! Moving on to the remake of Resident Evil 2. Now, with any game that comes out these days, any AAA game, there's going to be lots of special editions. Well, Capcom are taking it a massive step further in bringing out a very, very expensive special edition. There is a 75,000 yen, okay, don't get too terrified there, about $750, about £530 there. But still very expensive, because this, from what I understand, doesn't actually come with the game. It is literally just a very special thing that you can own, and it is a Bluetooth keyboard for your PC, but it is in the style of an old school typewriter. A Lexington vintage typewriter to be exact, much like the one in the original Resident Evil 2 that you would use to save your game on. But they've gone full hog with this. You can use your smartphone and your tablet on it as well. The return bar functions as an enter key, and by turning the little knob dials that you would have on a typewriter that would move your paper about, that actually does have a function in that you can adjust the volume, or you can scroll up and down a page with those. How cool is that? That's, I quite like that idea. However, before you get too excited, unfortunately this is only announced for Japan at the moment. There hasn't been confirmation yet from Capcom that this is going to be available for America and Europe. Hopefully it will, because it is a really cool collector's thing, and the looks of it as well. I can imagine people who are very like to collect a lot of steampunky based things, this would fit right in, and it just looks really cool. I'd want to use it on my computer, damn. And I've never even played the original Resident Evil. There's no nostalgia there for me, I just think it's cool. But speaking of special editions, there are a hell of a lot. So if you don't want the typewriter, or you can't afford it, or you're not Japanese so you can't have it anyway, there are other special editions as well. I mean, the collector's edition has been announced, which has a nice statue of Leon in it, as well as, you know, the usual things you can expect. It's got soundtrack, it's got an art book, a nice box, and all that stuff. But if it is released in across the world, I mean, in Japan, at least at the moment, there is a Mondo edition that is almost 100,000 yen, and as you can imagine, that is basically the typewriter, the game, and all the stuff from the other editions as well. It's literally everything you can get. Art book, figure, soundtrack, poster, even 4 rolls of washi tape, which is like masking tape, but they usually have cute pictures on it and isn't just a boring yellow colour. It's pretty excessive. I think it's become a competition now in gaming development to bring out the most expensive knick-knack to go alongside your game as possible. Bethesda have been pushing the boundaries with things like the Pip-Boy and the new helmet, isn't it, that's coming out for Fallout 76, so Capcom are like, right! We're doing a keyboard that looks like a typewriter! Bring it! I do think it's cool though. Just saying. And finally, Skyrim! VR! If you own Skyrim VR on PC, you might be interested to know that a new mod is available, and it's a very different mod because it actually is going to have some physicality to it. Skyrim Wind Mode! Yes, you'd better believe it. A mod has been created for Skyrim VR that allows you to hook up a fan to the game, and the fan will blow air at you depending on where you are in the game. Genuinely, apparently this works. That's really cool that someone has come up with and made it work, the idea of doing that. But how does it work? Well, it has a couple of settings to it. So you have simple mode, which will literally just turn the fan on and off depending on where you are in the game. So if you are inside, it will turn the fan off. And then if you leave a tavern or something, it will turn the fan on. So naturally, as you open the door to the outside, you'll get hit with a bit of wind. But what's more exciting is the intermittent mode, which will vary the fan strength depending on where you are in the world of Skyrim. And it will be affected by things such as altitude, weather, being inside a cave. There are reportedly 7 different fan levels, and it will be created by switching the state of the plug at different intervals. So it's all to do with off and on intervals. If you're in somewhere where there's lower wind, then the fan will turn off for longer and then turn on for short bursts to kind of give that sort of, gentle breathing sensation, I guess. And then if you're in places of higher wind, then the fan will turn off for much smaller amounts of time and stay on for longer. So you're going to get much more of a boof in the face. And constant boof. There's a good word. Boof. That's wind. Yes. Naturally, if you want to experience this mod, not only are you going to have to install a couple of bits for your computer as well as the mod and obviously all that stuff, you will need to have a standard fan of your own. That's not going to be provided. And you're also going to need to have a smart plug so that it is able to use the on-off function without you standing there doing it. Or you could just not install the mod or any of that stuff and just get a friend to just stand there and switch a fan on and off. There is a guide that has been created as well, though, to lead you through the setup for the mod if you really want to get into it. But it sounds amazing, it's always cool when people think of things like this to further integrate you into a world. So there you go. That is now a thing. Now imagine if Skyrim was multiplayer and someone could throw die you in the face and you just get hit by a massive blast of wind. And that's all for today's news. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to GameCast for more awesome gaming content all the time, every time. We've got plenty of stuff around the corner. I myself have a review that I'm working on, and I also have a new show on the back burner, so hopefully there'll be more of that soon. And don't forget to join our Discord as well, where you can chat with us and get involved with our growing community as well, and follow us on Twitter too. And if you want to get involved with the Gamecast, don't forget to get in contact with us and let us know if you've got ideas or you want to join one of our already running shows, you want to be part of the news, part of reviews. Let us know. So thanks again for watching. I've been Orange Lightning. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you all again real soon. Take care for now.